All right, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So today is gonna be episode 159. All right, and today I'm gonna take you guys through my exact automated investing strategy for my long-term investing. All right, so first thing we're gonna do, let me just go ahead and grab this phone real quick. My windows are kind of fogged up, so let me just go ahead and clear that out real quick. All right, so my exact strategy is pretty much based around investing in 3 different assets on a daily basis. All right, so like I talked to you guys about on episode 158, I gave you guys the 50-50 strategy where you can invest about $60 a day, putting $30 into one asset and then $30 into another asset. If you didn't see that video, go ahead and watch it. There's a lot of gems that are dropped in that video, and this one just actually adds to that, but more specifically, this one covers exactly what I'm doing right now. All right, so my system is slightly more aggressive, and that's in terms of contribution. So in terms of contribution, I'm actually putting in $90 a day. So Monday to Friday, every day, every work day, or every business day, I'm putting in $90. All right. So we're putting in $90 a day, and that's into 3 different assets. All right, so we're gonna be putting $30 in one asset that's pretty secure. The gains are about 7 to 10% a year, and then the other asset that I am putting money into would be one that is not as risky, but it is still risky because it's a regular company. But what I like about this company is that they are dominant in their particular industry. All right, so they're like the big dogs in terms of market share. I don't exactly know the numbers right now, but I'll throw it up on the screen when we start talking about it. But this company is really dominant and has returned a significant amount. Last year, the return ROI was around 80%. So it's definitely aggressive, but like I said, even though it's aggressive, the fact that it dominates the industry that it's in kind of gives it like a decent amount of stability. The next company is also aggressive, right? And it's pretty much the same thing. They're dominant inside their industry. All right, so there are other companies obviously, but these guys are the big guys. All right, I would say they probably have about 50% of market share, but the 50% market share that they have or they control is actually I would say the most popular segment of the market. So let's go ahead now and just talk briefly about the strategy. I kind of like to do these videos, guys, where I'm driving and just talking, primarily because I like to utilize my time, so I feel like I'm using my time pretty good in terms of driving and just explaining what's going on. I'm getting a video out. I'm also dropping some knowledge which can benefit other people as well. So let's talk about the strategy. So pretty much the strategy is this. You're going to be putting $90 a day into the market. You're going to be splitting it up amongst 3 different assets. One asset should be real stable, probably pays you some dividends or has some decent growth, but not too crazy. All right. The next asset, it's going to be, like I said, risky. And then the last one is going to be even more risky. Here are the numbers, and I'll put it up on the screen for you guys. We got $90 a day times 5 days. That gives us $450 a week. At $450 a week times 4, we're looking at $1,800 contributed a month. A month times 12, we're looking at a grand contribution of $21,600 a year put into the stock market for you, into the investments that you specify, and you can modify these as you see fit. And what we are theoretically looking for is roughly, I would say, like around 11, close to like, say, 12% return a year for each asset, when you add it all up. But realistically, we are looking probably, it's more like 11 point something percent. I'll throw the number up on the screen. But realistically, we're looking to make about 35% ROI on our investment. Just throwing the numbers out there, at 21,600 at 35% ROI, you're looking at around an extra 7K, which would bring you close to like 30K within the first year. So that's essentially the goal. But when you go ahead and run the numbers over a 10-year period, if it pans out the way the numbers indicate, you're looking at around 1.6 million. That's some serious cash. That's some serious money that could definitely help you in your retirement and would definitely give you a level of peace of mind. Your quality of life will definitely be a lot better. And 10 years is really not a long time to achieve this. Now, it is aggressive for some people depending on your income level. If you can't match this, then you could stick with the $60 model. But $90 a day in this day and age where there's so much different ways to make money, it's not really a lot. Some of you guys are spending more than that on a daily basis on things that don't bring in any kind of money. So you are spending $90 a day, but I want to also drive home the point that you're spending this amount buying assets. So let's talk about the assets that we're looking at. So the first one, and I'll throw up the screenshots on the screen. First one that we're going to be talking about is going to be SCHD, right? And SCHD right now, I'm mainly looking at this primarily for the dividend. I might change it mid-year or towards the end of the year, but I want to give it a couple of months to see exactly how it goes in terms of the dividend payments. The return last year was around like 7%, which is decent. And as you guys can see right now on the screen, if you look, it says recurring buy. I have it set up for daily, and it shows here that it's $30 a day. All right, so the next asset we're going to look at now is going to be asset that's, like I said, it's risky, following the same model, something stable, and then we dive into some risk. This one's going to be Netflix. So Netflix last year returned about 80%. I'll put the screenshot up, and this was the company that I was talking about that I'm pretty sure, but I'll look it up and I'll throw the number up on the screen. But they're significantly dominant in the streaming industry. So much so that they're actually now, like, they're obviously the #1 streaming service. There's a bunch of other companies, the Amazon Prime and the Apple TV and all this other stuff, the Disney Plus. Netflix dominates. But another thing that pushed me to really start investing on a daily basis in Netflix for my long term is because I noticed that they're making a dive into sports, which is going to be huge for them. They took a dive into boxing with the whole Mike Tyson thing versus Jake Paul, and then now for Christmas they did an NFL game. So they're slowly getting into sports, and that's huge. Another thing that I noticed that they're slowly trying to edge into is some of the content that YouTube has. So now they're trying to give Google some competition. And you'll notice that because if you have a toddler, you'll realize now, if you have a toddler, I'm sure you know who Miss Rachel is. Well, guess what? Miss Rachel now is available on Netflix. All right. So it's a matter of time before they start reaching out to other content creators that are insanely popular, the Mr. Beast and whoever, and start to put that content out. Because I'll be honest with you, YouTube dominates watch time right now. I can tell you that. YouTube dominates watch time, but they're monetizing watch time by ads, primarily. So Netflix realized this, and it looks like they're slowly getting into it. But that is my second asset that I'm investing $30 a day into. The third and final asset is going to be Meta. So year to date so far, I believe it's up 20%. All right. And then last year, they were up 52%. So Meta is another company. Again, I chose this one because it dominates the social space. They own Facebook, they own Instagram, and they own WhatsApp. I think Zuckerberg was right there with Trump during the inauguration, because I think he's also trying to get on to grab TikTok when it does go up for sale, But regardless, even just owning those three social companies, WhatsApp is really like a communication app, but they're trying to use it, to make it social or whatever. But just owning those three, they dominate social media. If you look at just Facebook and Instagram, Facebook alone has so many people on there. If it was a country, it would be the largest country in the world. And he does an excellent job of monetizing that crowd by pushing products and charging ad revenue, pretty much the way Google dominates their website. So they're really huge. Now there's competition. There's no more Twitter, but there is Twitter. And then there is Snapchat, the ad that's, I don't even want to say it, but whatever. Yeah, the ad that's trying to corrupt your kid. But other than that, it's not really that much, social media companies out there that is as dominant in terms of market share and making as much money as Meta is doing. So that's why I own it. Again, I like the fact of dominance. A good example of that was Microsoft, but Microsoft is slowly being tackled and challenged right now by Google. Meta just, seems to dominate their space, and they don't really have much competition. I'm sorry. It's kind of the same thing with Netflix. You can, there's Hulu and there's HBO Max. Those guys ain't even scratching the surface. So that's pretty much my setup, guys. That's how I'm doing it. I'll periodically give you guys updates and show you screenshots of where I am. But at $90 a day, I am on track to put into the market this year, $21,600, and hopefully we will get some good returns. All right. But that's it for the video today, guys. I hope you found this information useful. If you did, please consider subscribing. I make new videos like this very often dropping gems you can use along your investing journey. Please go ahead and like this video, but more importantly, share this video with a family member or friend. If you're interested in trading alongside me, I've set up a paid chat. It's on Instagram. It's $9.99 a month. The link is going to be in the description. Thanks again for watching the video, guys. I'm off to the gym to go get this workout and a little bit of cardio in, fasted. Y'all stay safe and have a blessed day. Peace.